Everybody, this is Dave here at Pulp Alley, and today we are talking about the Pulp Alley tabletop adventure game. We're going to talk about how to play, whether or not you're a veteran of 100 games or a new player. I think you're going to get something out of this, so stick around for this. What we're going to talk about specifically today is about one of the really basics, and that's just dice and how they work in Pulp Alley, how they might work differently than some games. So I think you guys are going to get something out of this. While I'm talking to you, take a moment right now and make sure you get subscribed to our little channel, hit the like button, and hit the bell so you get a notification when we upload a new video. So here on one of the first pages in the book, it's numbered page 3, and you can follow along in your rule book at home. Page 3 is titled Dice, and we're going to talk a little bit about what you need and so on. So, we offer a set of dice on the Pulp Alley store that includes 6 of the common dice that we use. So, here they are. So, D6s, D8s, D10s, and D12s. Now, I really do like having them different colors. That doesn't suit some folks. Some folks want to have all purple dice or something like that, and that's cool. There's absolutely no reason, um, no rule about using dice of different color or using dice of the same color. Whatever works for you, whatever you like. I like personally having them different colors because it's very obvious to me when I'm rolling dice of a certain type. So I know when I'm rolling my white dice, I'm rolling D6s. When I'm rolling my black dice, it's D8s or red dice. So sometimes in the heat of battle, you might get your D10s and D8s mixed up if you're not watching real close on accident. And then also we use some D12s as well. D12s are pretty rare, but we do use them once in a while. There will be times when you use them a lot. There will be some scenarios, some characters, some things that you will use D12s fairly often. And then there may be games that you will go, 5 or 6 games and not pick up a single D12. And that's just, the way it goes. Mainly, we use D6s, D8s, and D10s. Now, how many of those you need are really based on the way your characters are designed and how you play them. So I include in the sets that we sell, we include 6 of each. And normally it's pretty rare that you will need more than 6 of one particular type in the course of the game. One thing that I like to share with you is that the characters will kind of dictate what the dice are that you use. So, for example, low level characters are mainly going to use d6s. Allies and followers are mainly going to use d6s. It's very rare that they'll roll a d8. It's not impossible, and there are definitely follower and ally level characters out there that use d8s. So be aware of that. But mainly, the low-level characters will use D6s. So here's a picture of, here, I'll use the card instead, move that. So you can see it lists the number of dice. The D separates the number of dice from the type of dice. So 1d6, down here on dodge, Speedy rolls 2 6-sided dice for dodging. So that's where you get their stats from there. And you can see that Speedy only rolls 6-sided dice. Speedy is a level 1 character. Now, a level 2 character here also only rolls d6s. Again, that doesn't mean all level 2 characters roll d6s, but as far as this one is concerned, rolls all d6s, rolls 2 dice for dodge and 2 dice for brawl and 2 dice for shoot, 1 dice in down here. So that's a level 2 character. Now a level 3 character is a little bit different. Now you're going to start getting into some bigger dice. Level 3 character has some D8s in there and some D6s. Look at that. So again, you would decide how you arrange this. And now not only is the type of dice getting bigger, but so are the number of dice. So 3 dice here, 4 dice there, 3 dice there. So that's getting some pretty beefy stats. And then over here we have Raven, and she's getting into the D10s now. So she's got D10 on shoot, D10 on dodge, finesse and cunning, and D8s on everything else. So pretty cool character there. So mostly you roll D6s is the most common sort of dice. D8s are for mainly for sidekicks and leader types, and D10s are mainly going to be used by your leaders. Now, depending on how you have your league designed, you may not have any allies and followers at all. So you may mainly be using D8s and D10s and sometimes some D6s. So it really fluctuates depending on how you put your league together. All right, let's talk about some of the dice, the rolling itself. So as far as modifiers are concerned, bonuses and penalties, we call them in the game. Bonuses and penalties only apply for that moment. So those are not something that, if it says bonus or penalty, then it applies for that one roll, unless the description of that bonus or penalty says something else. Occasionally, a bonus or penalty will say, this bonus lasts until the end of the turn. So be aware of that. But normally, if it doesn't say that, then it only lasts for that one roll. For example, your short range bonus gives you a +1 to shoot if your target is within 6 inches. Well, every time you shoot, you kind of check for that and make sure, okay, that target's within 6, so it's applied. After that shootout is resolved, that bonus doesn't apply if someone else shoots at you from further away. I think that makes sense. Shifting up and down can occasionally occur as well. So that's another type of modifier that can occur. So you could run into a modifier that says you shift your dice up. So if you normally rolled D10s, then you would shift up to a D12. If you normally rolled D6s, then you would shift up to a D8. Same thing if something says it's a modifier and it shifts down. Shifting up and down is fairly rare. The more common modifier is a bonus or penalty that directly bumps the number of dice up or the number of dice down. Rerolls can occur during the game, and rerolls work really nice in Pulp Alley because uh, the number of successes that you roll are oftentimes important. So the number of successes that you roll can determine how successful something is. So if you're in a shootout or a brawl, then the number of successes that you get suggest how much you dominated that opponent, how much potential you have of causing damage and things like that. So it's not simply a did I hit or did I miss sort of situation. So here's an example for you real quick. So let's say old number 2 here is shooting. She normally rolls 4 die 8, so she would roll those dice. And each dice that rolls a 4 or better, and look at that roll, boys and girls. Look at that roll. See, I always roll really good. If you want to see how good I always roll, you should join our Sunday games and watch our live games. So each dice that rolls a 4 or better counts as a success in Pulp Alley. That rule never changes. Each dice that rolls a 4 or better is good. It counts towards the success of that endeavor. So whether or not you're trying to climb a cliff, dance a jig, sing a song, or punch someone's lights out, the number of 4s that you roll equal the number of successes. Frequently, the number of successes matter. Just like in brawl, the number of successes indicates your potential to doing harm to that opponent. So can you injure them? The more successes you roll, the more likely you are to cause injury. Same thing with passing challenges. When you're trying to pass a challenge in Pulp Alley, like climbing a cliff or singing a song or whatever you're trying to do, trying to coerce some information out of a contact, the number of successes matters frequently because you'll draw a card and it will tell you normally you'll need to roll between 1 to 3 successes. So it's not just about rolling one success, it's about how successful you can be. All right, so that's shifting up and down. That's a little bit talking about rerolls. I just want to mention right now that a dice cannot be re-rolled more than once. So if you have a re-roll for one thing and you have a re-roll for another thing, and you happen to only roll one miss, so if I was shooting and I got a six of a one and a three, and for whatever reason I had two re-rolls, well, that would not help me because I only have. Oh yeah. If I had two re-rolls here, then I could re-roll both of these dice. But if I had two successes and only one miss, and I had two opportunities to re-roll, I could re-roll this dice. But whatever the result of that re-roll is, it is locked in stone and cannot be changed. So I don't get to re-roll that same result more than once per opportunity, per event, per brawl, or whatever, per challenge. Last thing I wanted to share with you is the no dice rule. If a character has no dice in a skill, and if that would be up here at the top, I'll get an example. Give me just a second. I'll show you what an example is. Yes, Millie the monkey. Millie the monkey here. So Millie the monkey has no dice in shoot. So it says right there, no dice. So Millie can never roll any shoot dice, even if she had a bonus that gave her extra dice to roll. It doesn't just mean that she has zero dice. It means that she has no dice. It's not something that could be modified up by other modifiers, including fortune cards. So that covers basically the page 3 there as far as rolling dice. If you have questions about any of this or how to use the dice or something I went over and didn't clarify as well as I should, be sure and leave a comment down below. While you're at it, make sure you get subscribed to our little channel. Hit the like button and the bell, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.